Okay. So this is the second recording, and I want it to be fresh and unedited as possible, so I'm a bit pissed. My mic is bugging on my card. I don't know. Technology is frustrating at times. Anyway. Today, I wanted to do a podcast. The reason why is because I was trying to make a short video about the topic that I wanted to talk about, which was about structure. But I had such an unrealistic production level that I gave up on the way, blaming the equipment I had or the time that I am lacking, etc. So I decided to make things simple and just record a podcast. See, one shot, one button, one audio file. Easy. So today's topic is about structure and a few thoughts about structure. Let's start with the definition. And with any definition that you find, they're always very confusing, so be prepared. The arrangement of and relationship between the parts or elements of something complex. Construct or arrange according to a plan, give a pattern or organization to. So that's the Nimba Jamba rumbling definition. And my definition would be notion of an organization arranged in a certain way for a certain purpose. So here's what happened 3 weeks ago, and was the origin of making the video that never happened and recording this podcast today. We're Saturday 20th of May or 21st. Anyway, so 3 weeks ago, I bought the $10 clothing rack. It's a very simple vertical rack where there is maybe 6 to 8 different cells where I could put my clothes. And what happened is suddenly all my mess around the closet and the bedroom in general became clear. Now I had a specific space to put my clothes, for my socks, for my t-shirts, for my, you name it. And so then I thought to myself, how come things change suddenly in such a drastic way? And that's the idea bulb that struck me at that time. And what I learned is a structure can encourage or discourage certain action. So in this case, the clothing rack encouraged me to stay organized in my day-to-day clothing. And without it, actually, it was encouraging to be messy. The system was designed to be prone of disorganization. So that's number one. Then I said to myself, okay, is there anything else interesting around the idea of structure? And I look at medicine, and specifically how drugs and drugs generally work for the body. So when you get hurt, and your cells are damaged, there is a production of a certain acid. It's called arachidonic acid. Not sure if I said it well, but arachidonic acid. And when these acids get in contact with enzyme COX-1, COX-2, you get the usual reaction of what you would associate with pain. So medication like aspirin and ibuprofen try to prevent that contact between the two, between the acid and the enzymes. For example, the aspirin has a needle-like molecular structure that then put on the active site of the enzyme and prevent for any acid basically to get into contact. So what I learned number 2 was a structure can be hacked and be taken advantage of. In this case, there is a pre-existing structure, which is the body, with a certain way of interaction between different molecules, and that you could take advantage of that predefined structure by introducing certain molecules that would mimic or prevent or change how certain reaction happen inside the body. And then I turned to the field of computer science. Computer science is one of the big topic is data structures. Data structures is basically a specific way to organize and storing your data to make a certain action easier or faster. So let's take an example. A linked list is a data structure and is basically a sequence of nodes. So there is node 1, node 2, node 3, and each node has a data value, basically letters, a string, number, etc. And then also an address, a variable that holds the address to the next node. So how it happens is when you want to go through that list is you go through node 1, node 2, node 3, up to where you want to go. There's no way to get directly in the middle if there isn't an address, if you don't know the address, because the only path, if you want to go into the middle, is to follow that path of basically the map of addresses pointing to another node. I've been confusing, but anyway. And let's say, compared to an array has a specific size when created, and each cell has an index to access. So it starts from 0 to 5, and let's say I want to access the index 3, and there's number 5. So let's try to compare the two. For access to random values, like in the middle of the data structure, the array would be clearly faster, right? Because you only need to know the index number. We're assuming that you know the index. The index number, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't really matter which one specifically, but let's say the middle. And compared to a linked list, if you want to get to the middle, you have to go through the first one, second one, third one, up to the middle. So there's a lot of action to do compared to the array. But at the same time, if let's say you want to add more elements to the array than the array can support, then you have to copy all the elements to the new one that is bigger and add the element. So that takes time to copy everything and add something. Compared to a linked list where you can just create a node and store the address of that new node. So basically here it's better. So a structure, its idea 3 is that a structure can be efficient or inefficient depending on the action desired. Really, it's about notion of efficiency and optimization. This was confusing, I think. And how about our mind? I think our mind is also can be analyzed by the lenses of structure. We have values, language we speak, the personal experience we had, the knowledge, assumptions we have, all kind of give a certain thought structure that form our personality and our behaviors. So from what all we said, we should be careful of the 3 points. Or the 2 points, I only have 2. Thought structure. I currently encouraging certain actions or ideas to emerge while discouraging others. Um, so, is your thought structure geared toward positivity or negativity? Are you thinking about how to be more healthier, or are you thinking to be more lazy? So try to be mindful of your pattern, your thought pattern, and your structure in your mind. For example, by doing meditation, you can really meant to be a way to be aware of all your thought structure. Also, your current mind can be tricked. Let's say you have a bad habit of going to bed and browsing the phone until you get exhausted and you don't even have a choice but go to bed. Go to sleep because you're exhausted. What you could do to break that habit is, because for now the structure is go to bed and go on the phone. It's this by action, there is this duality, go to bed and do something. So instead of being on the phone, replace it. Go to bed and read a book. So next day, turn off your phone, leave it in the living room or even outside, I don't know, somewhere that you wouldn't go to get up and pick up the phone, and take a book and read a few pages and try to sleep afterward. By doing this every week, personally, any new habits that you would do consistently every day for a week, then it would become very easy and you would see the results of this new habit very quickly, actually. The first few days is going to be the hardest, but maybe the first time is going to be the hardest because you've been doing something completely different up until now. So that energy that you need to start something is pretty tremendous. So that's it. Rambling about structure, and I hope it kind of gave you some insights in a certain way. Thanks for listening, and have a good day.